Hello everybody. Yesterday we talked about the area and perimeter of circles. Today we're going to talk about graphing a circle. And in order to start graphing, just like we did with parabolas, we have an equation. If you look at this equation in front of you, there are things that probably look familiar to you from parabolas. So for example, there is an x minus, there is a k in here, there's an h in here. But now we have r, and now we have x and y both being on the same side of the equal sign. So the standard form of an equation is in front of you. What you need to realize is that the center of the circle is hk, and the radius is r. The other thing I want you to take note with is that there is minus signs here and here. So when we're finding the center hk, please remember that if it's minus, it is actually h or k, but if it's a plus sign, that it's actually negative h and negative k. Okay. So in our first slide, I ask you to find the equation or write the equation of a circle that's centered at negative 2, 5 and has a radius of 3. So if you look right back next to it, you know that this would be h, and this would be k, and this would be r. So if I plug it into my formula, it would be x minus a negative, which would become plus squared, plus y minus 5, because that's what the equation equals, and instead of just r, it equals r squared. So really it's 3 squared. But I would like you to write that as x plus 2 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 9. And that would be how we write the actual equation. The second problem says write the equation where it's centered at the origin but has a radius of 3. So all that means is if it's centered at the origin, it's 0, 0, so that's h and that's k. Well, instead of writing x minus 0, it's simply x squared plus y squared equals, and you're going to take your radius and square it again, so it's 9. So that's the standard equation. So if you would, take a second and please practice that 3 more times by yourself. Pause the video, write down your answers, and come back and check it. So, first one, hopefully you got that it's minus, and it's squared, and it's y minus 1 squared equals, and not 4, but r squared. If this one's h and this is k, then we know it's x squared. I'm not going to put minus 0. Be careful with this one. It's y plus 2 squared, and 1 squared is 2. And then this one's going to be x minus 4 squared. It's going to be y plus 1 squared, and not 7. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Not 1 squared, which is 2, 1. So hopefully you went back and fixed that. And then 7 squared, which is 49. Okay. Now let's actually talk about graphing. And the reason I felt I could leave a video is because graphing a circle is very, very easy. Our hk is our center of our circle. So if you remember from the standard equation, it's normally minus h and minus k here, minus h and minus k. But if it's not minus anything there, then hk must be 0, 0. So that's my center. And the radius, you've got to be careful, because if this is the standard equation, then 9 equals r squared. Remember, we take the square root and the radius, which could be both positive or negative 3, but we can't have a radius with a length of negative, so the answer is 3. So in order to graph this, you graph the center of the circle first, so that's 0, 0. And we go, the radius is 3, so the easiest way to do this is go 3 left, 3 right, 3 up, 3 down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Once you have your 4 dots, please make a circle. Do not connect the dots, so this is not a circle. Okay, that's a square, so don't connect the dots. Make them a round circle the best you can. No, I will not take off if it looks a little ovalish. Okay? So go ahead. You should be able to do this one. One indication that this number is probably not 36, because a lot of times we like for it to fit a graph, so we're not going to be able to go up 36, left 36 on a 10 by 10 graph. So think about what you do with that 36. Pause the video, try it, come back. So we want to locate the center of the circle. That's 0, 0. We want to locate the radius. Please remember it's r squared equals 36. So when I square root it, r, the radius is 6. So 0, 0, 6 this way, 6. And I simply make a circle. Okay. Okay, so now we have our standard equation. If we looked back, now we have a minus h, we have a minus k here. So when we locate the center, you want to be extra careful. It's the same as a parabola, which is a good review because parabolas are going to be on the final exam, that this minus sign is part of the formula. So it's actually positive 2, but because this sign changed, it's actually negative 6. And then be careful again, because the 4 can go on a 10 by 10 graph, but it's actually r squared equals 4, so r is 2. So now when I graph this, my center is going to be at over 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to go up 2, over 2, down 2, left 2, and then that's where my circle is going to be. And that's it for graphing. So if I change the center, the location can move anywhere on a coordinate grid, but your radius can be anything. Your radius could be a super, super large number. The radius of the Earth is ginormous, but we're going to obviously try to graph it on a 10 by 10 graph. So go ahead, try the next 2 problems by yourself, pause the video, and then come back, please. So what I'm going to do is look at this and realize this is the standard equation, so it is minus and it is minus, so my center is actually positive 2, positive 3. R squared is 1. When I square the root that, the radius is 1. So I'm simply going to go to positive 2, positive 3, which is here, first quadrant, and I'm going to go up 1, over 1, down 1, left 1, and I'm going to draw my little circle right here. And on the last one, I'm going to get the center of my circle. I now realize these have changed. They're supposed to be minuses, but now they're plus signs, so I know that's a negative 3 and a negative 2. I know that it's r squared is 36, so r is 6. So I go to negative 3 down 2, and I go 1, 2, 3, 6. I go up 6. And I graph my circle. Okay, so that's it. Please just do what you're asked to do next, and we'll go over this together later. Thank you.